Okay, so we're in the Dad's garage tonight. We got Nicky with us here, buddy. And we're working on this is a really rare motor. It was given to me by my stepdad. This is a 1951 or a 52 or a 53. We'd have to run the serial number. This is a 19, I'm going to call it a 51, Viking 3 horsepower motor. Now, as you can see, I did a bit of work to the tank. It's still not perfect. I got a bit more work to do, but that tank's off of a Sea King, as the tank that was on it was destroyed. Dented crazy. I didn't do the middle leg yet, and that's what the motor kind of looked like, brown and all scrappy. And there's the lower unit. It's all primed and ready to go. So I'm going to take the shrouds off this motor. Right now it's got a no spark condition, and we're going to go over the magneto system on these motors and give people some insight on the internet, how the system works and how to repair it. I've already had this motor apart, and we know that the coil is gone in it, so we're going to take it apart and have a look. Alright, so we're back. So I've taken the tank off and the side covers off this motor. Here's your flywheel. Now, if we look at it, we got our starter engagement on the top. Now the guys in the IBO forums, I have a good laugh at them, because my method of removing flywheels is using a hammer and a screwdriver on these smaller, and they insist on a puller because you'll take bearings out. Now, I actually read in the book that this is how they recommend to do it, so no puller. And it worked like a charm the other day. A couple wraps on the top of this nut and the flywheel popped. Spent literally a minute. Now, I've heard guys going nuts trying to pull these flywheels off, but the method I use takes seconds. Okay, so we're going to bring the camera over here. Mr. Cameraman, thank you very much. This is our magneto system. Now, what they mean by magneto is you have your breaker or points right here, and that's your condenser or capacitor. All it does is store energy. And how these things work is there's a coil here. Now, when I took the coil out, it was cracked on the top. What happens is as these motors spin over, this part here isn't perfectly round. It's got a bump on it. What it does is it closes the points, which allows spark. Now, these points need to be cleaned right now because they're a little bit dirty, I'd imagine. This motor hasn't run in 10 years. So I'm going to loosen off these points. I'm going to clean them up, and I'll respec them to 20,000. This is essentially an OMC magneto, and I'll get the coil installed, and we'll film back in a second. Now, when you're putting these coils back in, it's important that the laminates line up. Right here is a laminate, and the coil laminate here. They have to be flush because they can sit in different positions. Right here as well. So these coils have to be flush. Right now it's not flush, and it'll hit on the flywheel. So I'm going to just shut the camera off here and align everything up. So we just confirmed we got spark. We got our tester hooked up here. So we're going to test it in the dark so you can see. So Nicky, hold the camera right there. Okay. Ready? Spark. Mission accomplished. Does that make you happy? Oh yeah. Cool, so next thing to do is to fire this thing up in a barrel, but it's -20 out, so we're not going to do that today. Okay?
Bye.
Bye.